Light.
Sheesh, dude. You got the technology out here.
I do.
Dalton and Tyler out here. We're taking the absolute podcast business by storm today. We are absolutely changing the game in technology and resources today.
Yes. I've printed off plenty of Wikipedia pages. We use tape to secure Tyler's phone to record this.
My phone is scotch taped to a tripod right now. It looks like we could be in absolute devastation here at any moment.
Yes.
So today, obviously, On Tap with the Boys, episode 55. It's me and Dalton.
Yep.
And Dalton wanted to do something special today.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little different. We're gonna talk about serial killers and stuff today.
Oh my God. So, if you're curious how this is gonna go, you're just as curious as I am. This is off-brand, other than the. So for me, a good episode that I like to watch is episode. Oh shit! I shouldn't even say names, but the simulation theory episode with Sem Bolam in North Dakota. You weren't on that one.
I was not
but
there.
I think it went fantastic.
Yeah.
So I am pretty excited to see how this goes.
Okay.
Should we try it out?
Yep.
You are now listening to On Tap with the Boys, a podcast about beer, bad decisions, and bad friends, with your hosts, Cody, Tyler, Dalton, and Tucker.
Oh, I think I'm doing all right here. I had to cut It's been a long day today.
Yeah.
I woke up at 4:30 on a Saturday, and I shouldn't be doing that because this is your day to rest. I mean, this is the God's weekend, right? And God's day is Sunday. You're supposed to rest on Sundays.
Yes.
But
It's Saturday.
yeah, I have walked 13 miles today.
Yep.
I have been at Heydays for 12 hours today, and I am exhausted. Like if you ask me to stand up, bro, no shot. I've been sitting down now for about 15 minutes, and I am locked up. Yeah.
Just exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, when the intro was playing, I did a massive sigh of relief of just like trying to breathe.
Yes.
And Dalton's concerned for my well-being, so
Someone's
I
got to be.
appreciate it. Yeah, well, yeah, it ain't me, so someone's got to do it.
Yes.
But today we're going to talk about serial killers and serial killers in general. So you've heard on other episodes that I am pretty big into LPOTL, which is the last podcast on the left. And I will say that I will credit my sources right now that's where I find most of my information. I listen to other stuff, but I would say that's where I know my vast majority of stuff, which it's a fantastic podcast.
Yep. I've had you send me episodes of certain stuff that I was interested in, just because I was like, I know he knows all of them. So
Yeah, which there's some good ones. I mean, to recommend the first episode I've ever listened to that got me stuck was Israel Keys, which is very fascinating. It's a very modern serial killer. It's mid 2000s.
Yeah.
And another one that was huge for me was a Murder Castle, which I think is the one I sent to you. The Murder Hotel.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I can't remember what his name is. I always mess it up. So every time I try to say his name, I say L. Ron Hubbard, which is the scientist, Scientology guy. So it's like, L. Ron Hubbard, that guy that built a hotel and killed a bunch of people. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're blasphemizing Scientology, and you're going to have people knocking on your door.
Blasphemy. Is that the vocabulary word of the day?
Blasphemizing? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a stretch right there.
Yep.
But hey, as usual, Busch Light.
Yeah. Not me. I'm drinking Immunity Aid. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know what made me buy this. 2 for $3 at all.
You're getting ready for COVID. Does that make you Immunity Aid?
Apparently, there's turmeric, zinc, magnesium, vitamin A, C, D3.
So you're low-key giving them a shout-out right now, but at the same time, you have one that's opened with 2 sips out of it because it fucking sucks.
Yeah, the red one, it was garbage. It looked like fruit punch, not fruit punch at all.
So Immunity Aid?
Yeah.
Screw them, guys. How's the orange?
Delicious. Tastes what you think it should taste like. Or looks like. Whatever.
But yeah, so here's what I want to move into today with the serial killers is it's a massive phenomenon, and there's a lot of like CAT scans and everything on brains that they try to distinguish what makes a serial killer, and everybody talks about the serial killer gene. There's something that goes on in the head.
The formula. Whatever's going on.
A big thing that I guess that I know of, and that's kind of in the thing, is the Mcdonald Triad, actually, which is it's a McDouble with fries and a Sprite.
Oh, God. No.
I've been planning that one for a couple days.
That'll be it. And that makes serial killer.
Yeah. Well, that's probably spicy.
Yeah.
So the Mcdonald Triad, it starts with the first step is bedwetting. So anybody that's bedwetted out there, bro, your step number 1 to kill somebody.
Is this as a child or as an adult?
I think it's more later in life.
Like your teens and beyond.
Yeah, so bedwetting would be the first step. And the second step would be starting fires. Arson, small time things, little things.
Yes, just little things on fire.
Yes. And the third and the thing that kind of pushes it over the edge and the step between is animal mutilation and animal torture at a young age. Yes. Yep. Messing with critters.
Yes.
For sure. Do you know of any examples? Have you? So I wrote this shit down. I contemplated talking about that. Have you ever fucked with animals? Like, can we talk about this? Like, at a young age?
Yes.
I feel like it's not too fucked up to say.
No.
Like, it happens.
All these things separately are not a huge deal. I mean, obviously, if you're like killing the neighborhood cat over and over and over, like, that's messed up.
Yeah, which I have.
But by themselves, wetting the bed, you're not a fucking serial killer. Okay.
No.
But all of them together is what gets people concerned. It's like the perfect formula.
Yes.
Like it's like a tornado watch.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
like, hey, watch for serial killers. Like,
yeah. What's the difference? A tornado watch and a tornado warning?
Warnings, we saw one.
Okay, and a watch is
check
yourself. This boy about to kill. Like,
so it's a serial killer watch.
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe we should say, what distinguishes a serial killer? What makes a serial killer over a spree killer or just a murderer or a mass murderer or a family killer? There's so many killers out there, man.
Right. I'm of the opinion that anybody could kill.
Absolutely.
I mean, anybody could be a killer, but
it's not in our genes, but it's right. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
territorial.
So do you know what distinguishes serial killer between other killers, spree killers, and everything like that?
Well, like the definition.
Yes.
Well, I would imagine it's like a pattern of doing very similar murders.
Yeah.
Is it like 3?
I think it's 3+ kills on separate occasions with a cooldown period in between.
Okay.
Is what distinguishes a serial killer.
Otherwise, it's like a murder spree.
A spree
or
kill.
Like okay.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry to put you on like that. I kind of knew what I was talking about, but I just wanted to see.
Oh no, that's fine. I kind of I've gathered.
Getting you involved.
Yes.
The 2-person podcast is new to us. So.
We've done it once before.
Yeah. Yes, we did. We are strong, independent people.
Yes. You did one by yourself.
I am a strong independent
You're the
person.
only person that did. You did it by yourself twice, actually.
I have humble brag. I've said it at the bar before. Fucking with Cody. I'm like, you want to know consistency with On Tap with the Boys? Number 1, I've been in every single episode. And number 2, we drink. That's the consistency between every episode.
Yep, for sure.
And that's the formula to keep it going, right? Yeah,
it's great.
No, so with the Mcdonald Triad, we were talking about the final thing is animal mutilation and stuff. And things have happened, And I just wanted to say, when I was younger, this one time, I tried to drown a frog.
Okay.
Bro.
Yeah.
Frogs motherfucking breathe underwater, do they not?
No.
Dude.
Wait, do they?
They're tadpoles.
Right, but they're amphibians. I think they need oxygen.
But even tadpoles are 100% underwater, are they not?
Right, but they change.
Okay.
They also grow legs and lose their tail. I think their lungs change.
Do.
They have nostrils.
Dude, talk about evolution. Like that's quick evolution.
Yeah.
Dude, they what do you call it on Pokemon when you go from one to the next, dude?
Evolution. It's evolving.
Dude, we're Darwin up in this thing. So I tried to drown a frog once.
Yeah.
And I sat there at the edge of a fucking puddle. I remember this, and I held the frog underwater, and I'm like, I'm drowning you. And after a while, I'm like this is fun. I take it out, and the frog is perfectly fucking fine.
Yeah,
It could probably hold its breath for like 3 minutes, and I have the attention span of, I was probably 8. I don't know,
Yeah.
So I didn't have the attention span to hold a frog long enough to suffocate. So I'm not a serial killer.
Yeah.
It was close. I was close.
I have a few instances. Like I used to burn ants with a magnifying glass.
Okay. I feel like that's pretty common.
And then what was the other thing? I took a frog and a toad and a bee one time, and I put them in a container together, in a bottle. The frog won.
What?
It didn't even kill it. It just the bee stopped being.
The bee stopped being.
And then there was like this is relatively recent in the span of my life. I think I was 21. grouse flew through my uncle's window.
Yeah.
I think I told this story on here. When it came through the window, I was sitting on the counter, and I had to finish it.
Oh.
And I just kind of held it.
Yeah.
I felt really weird.
That sucks, too.
That was weird.
Yeah, but we feel weird about
Yeah.
that.
It was weird. Like, holding it and, like, waiting for it to die.
Yeah.
So I could have, like, wrung its neck, but I was in the kitchen. Like,
probably 5 years ago, I spined a deer.
Yep.
Shot it in the spine, and it was paralyzed. So I got out of the stand instantly, and you have to go down and finish it off. And that was...
it ain't going nowhere.
That was fucking pretty hard.
Yeah, my first deer hunting experience was the exact same thing.
Yeah, because you want it. The big thing with being ethical and quick.
Yep.
That's why people practice. That's why they sight in their rifles.
And that's how you know you're not a serial killer, is you felt something.
Yes.
You were
And
like,
it's
this was not cool. I don't want to replicate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what makes you not a
But
serial
at the
killer.
same time, I was like, as I was walking there, I had the adrenaline, and I'm like, should I Snapchat this? Like, thank God I did not.
No. Yeah, do not do that.
yeah.
Do not
But then
do
the
that.
remorse.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So
It's okay to have them thoughts. Acting on them is different.
yes. And so you want to talk about a certain person, but with the animal mutilation, a big person is Richard Chase. Do you know Richard Chase?
I've never
serial
heard that
killer?
name, no.
Oh boy. I don't even know exactly how many people he killed or anything like that, but he started off with animal mutilation with cats in the neighborhood. It was like 8 cats he would take and torture and kill. And then he was justified as a psychopath, but wasn't like put into a home. They're like, oh yeah, but he's safe.
Yeah.
So he had his own apartment, and he would go to a bunny farm every week and buy bunnies.
Oh my God.
And he would kill them, drain their blood, and he would drink it. So
what?
yeah, so his big thing is Richard Chase is like a vampire. He's like the real life vampire.
Oh, okay, so that's like his
he was known
vibe.
for drinking blood. So
Does he have a name like all of them got? Not off the top of your head.
I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's got to do something with Dracula.
Yeah.
It's something Dracula or something. But he so his big thing was a deficiency. He couldn't get a frickin' boner. He couldn't get hard. So his thing was he had you get hard because you're I'm trying to think of an anatomical thing, but your penis freaking gets full of blood and gets hard. So he thought,
a muscle.
So he had a lack of blood. He searched it up. He had a lack of blood. So he would drink all this animal blood and stuff to get
Thinking
hard.
that would...
Yeah, it's a big lack of masculinity thing.
Yeah.
And it's also a big brain complex that people think their penis is shrinking and they have to kill to get their penis back and eat other penises. Dude, I'm going rabbit holes, bro. To get your
rabbit
penis
holes
back.
from bunnies to rabbit holes. Let's see what he did there.
Full circle. It all comes for
So this is a common thing? Or this is just one guy's thing?
He's the most famous for drinking, and then he moved on to drinking
So this
human
dude
blood.
couldn't get a hard on and ended up killing animals and then eventually people?
And then worked on to people. Yeah, but he was buying like 5 bunnies a day from this bunny ranch, and it's like, at what point does the bunny farm or something be like,
hey, where are these bunnies
they
going?
eat them. They eat them.
People do eat 'em,
people eat them. So I mean, it's kind of understandable there. And he did eat them, but you know how he ate them, bro? He would blend them up like a puree and like drink it. He wouldn't like cook it. It was raw meat.
That is messed up.
Yeah. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
That's a red flag right there. Totally off. We're way off from normal shit right now. I feel like Cody might just scrap this episode. This might never see the light of day.
Whatever. Fuck them. So I have a list here. So how I got onto this, there's this YouTuber called Lemino, Lemmino.
Okay.
He's from like Switzerland or Sweden or something. And one of those over there. Super talented guy. He animates all his stuff.
Oh, cool.
He makes his own music. He does the voiceover if you can get past his accent, which I actually find entertaining. But he does like half an hour long, in-depth, researched things. Okay. He just did one on Jack the Ripper. He had done one previously on those alien things that are going on.
The pyramid thing?
The Tic Tacs.
Oh, yeah, TikTok. Yeah, this is a type of UFO phenomenon.
So he did end up the one on those, and then now he released an hour and 9-minute video on Jack the Ripper. And I was like, cool. How many people did Jack the Ripper kill, you know? It's only like 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. I was like, that doesn't seem that many, you know? Like in the grand scheme of things, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows, you know, all these serial killers, Ted Bundy and all that. Like if you had to name a serial killer, name like 2.
Me?
Yeah, of like who do you think the top ones would be?
Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Well, it's not a serial killer, but he was a hitman for the mafia.
Okay, that's not
And he was known. He was classified as.
But of the ones that you think people know the name of.
Oh,
right?
Dahmer.
Yeah, Dahmer, Bundy.
Yeah. Geen.
Gacy, right?
Yeah.
So I found out that those guys aren't even really that cool. I mean,
Whoa.
cool, that high on the list, I should say. So I
Is
looked
that what
up.
makes people cool?
Yes. Oh, that guy's so cool.
Why do you hang out with people?
Well, here's the thing. What is up with the crazy fandom of the women that flock to these boys?
That's another phenomenon. Is a serial killer, they fall in love with serial killers.
We can get to that. But I pulled up the top. So, fun fact here. Of the top 5 serial killers with the highest known confirmed victim count.
Yes. So ask me, because I don't know. I don't know what the exact number.
Well, you're not going to know any of the top 5.
No. Oh, really? It's people nobody knows of.
3 of them are from Colombia.
Oh, really?
Of the top 5 all time, 3 of them are from Colombia.
That like nobody knows about.
Yeah. Now this isn't counting like medical field rogue operators. You know what I mean? Like
Dr.
the people.
Death,
yes.
Yeah.
So this doesn't count that. This is just people that killed other people. So the first one is this Luis. I think he's Colombian, so I'd say Luis Garavito. He was born January 25th, 1957. He's known as La Bestia, the Beast.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know how to say this one, Tribalene? Means goofy, like Goofy from Disney. Like Goofy. And he's goofy. And he's fucking goofy looking.
Yeah. I killed that person.
How many people do you think he killed? Did
30.
you see it here? All right.
No, I didn't see it.
138.
138. Confirmed.
Confirmed. So, I'll read the little description of him off of Wikipedia here. Child murderer. So and it was particularly boys, street children.
Okay.
Child murderer, torture killer, and rapist. Confessed to killing 140 boys. So he confessed to 140,
Okay.
but 138 of them are confirmed.
Yes. Okay.
They were between the ages of 8 and 16 years old over a 7-year period in Colombia.
7 years, man.
Colombia and some neighboring, like Ecuador and some other stuff, but mainly Colombia.
What's that, like one a month?
That's a good question. I'm not a math guy.
Like average-wise?
Yeah, I think it would be.
Yeah.
So he was sentenced to, so they think he's killed over 300 people, but they can't.
Yeah.
I mean, he would start losing count, right?
But here's a big thing with serial killers is that when they get caught and they go for confession, it's actually known that they over-exaggerate.
Yeah, it's a
their
dick
kills.
swinging contest.
Yeah, it's
at
a
that
big
point.
dick swinging.
They're like, I'm caught. I'm going to say I killed all of them.
Yeah, well, like Israel Keys said that he killed like 40, but it's confirmed like 5.
I can't help but think that some of them know this list exists. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, they're trying to get up there.
So
for sure.
So he was sent. This is where it gets weird. And I looked into this to try to get more details. So he was sentenced to 1,853 years in prison in Colombia, right?
Is he still in?
He is still currently there. But get this. This was reduced to 22 years
Holy fuck.
after he led police to many of the bodies of his victims. So he's like telling them where they are and they're finding them. But 22
But
years.
still 22 years.
He is scheduled to become eligible for parole in 2023. But there's weird twists to that too, because apparently in Colombia, crimes against children, you cannot get out.
Okay.
But then in Colombia, for any crime ever, you can only serve a maximum of 40 years. So this guy's going to change the rules, I think. Something's going to happen here where they're like, listen, you ain't getting out.
No, absolutely not. Well, I mean, the thing is, too, you said he was born in what, 56?
1957.
57. So he's
And he was caught-
70 freaking 5?
I don't think so.
74?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He would be 70-something.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's probably 7-year-old serial killers out there, but
Yeah. What's he
I
going to do?
mean, it's not like it's reformed. Like, this person should be locked up for forever.
Oh, yeah. Don't let him out.
No, absolutely. He should have got a chair or something.
To me, it seems like Colombia is a parody of the like American justice system. They're like, he helped us. We should reduce his 1,853 year sentence down to 22, right?
Yeah.
That's what we should do.
Yeah,
Are you
absolutely.
stupid?
It's wild. Well, I hear like all South America, like Brazil and everything, is just lawless. Like the murders and everything are unreal. I heard rich people will go and kill construction workers for sport.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. It's rumor on the street. Yeah, I mean,
Nuts.
Pine City Street.
So the other 3 Colombian guys off the top 5. This will be the last of the foreigners before we get into the American people. So it was Luis Garavito was that guy. There's Pedro Lopez. I don't have his stats. I'm just saying his name. And then Daniel Camargo Barbosa. 3 of the top 5 are from Colombia.
I believe you.
That's weird.
Okay.
'Kay.
Yeah, that is weird. It's Colombia.
So
But could it be drug cartel shit? Or
no, these are individuals.
So
that guy was killing.
Did they act alone, or did they act on any drug cartel stuff, or like why?
I guess I didn't get in depth. That guy was just killing street children to kill street children. Just killing homeless boys.
Really?
From the ages of 8 to 16. Just messed up. So, the most confirmed killing United States native is a man who recently died. I realized when I looked this up, I was like, wow, I heard nothing about this. This man killed 60 people.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Pretty sure this is the guy I'm talking about.
Samuel Little. This on the top list on Wikipedia. This is the first American name that pops up.
Okay.
Samuel Little. He was convicted of killing 3 women, but later investigations linked him to 31 other murder victims. Little is now thought to be America's most prolific serial killer. He claimed he killed as many as 93 victims total, but they could only confirm, 60 so far, and it's ongoing.
Okay, so I think I might have listened to this guy. Well, if you don't have information on him, no. I don't.
So he was born in 1940, and he just died.
Damn.
December 2020.
It's one hell of a life.
I heard nothing about this. The most notorious, the most notorious American serial killer.
Yeah,
and nothing about him.
So I should find who that mob hitman was. I think the problem with him is that it's not considered a serial killer because it was murder for hire.
Right. He's in a different list.
And he didn't have an MO. He never killed somebody.
Leave a rose on their body.
He never killed somebody the same way. He did it for sport.
He's smart.
So he killed somebody. He said he killed somebody one time with a crossbow just to say he did. He would kill them. He would kill people in crazy ways because this is switch shit up.
Yeah, to me, I wouldn't call him a serial killer.
No, because he was paid to do it.
Yes, it's
but
different.
He has an extremely high body count.
Just like these. Now, there's an argument to be made. These medical personnel people, they could be serial killers.
Oh, absolutely.
They just had a way more effective means of getting people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's unproven because Yeah, medical.
So the final one I have here before we get to the big one that I wanted to talk about is Gary Leon Ridgway. He's the Green River Killer.
Yes, I've heard of him.
He is still alive.
Okay.
He was born in 1949. He has 49 confirmed kills. He was like all over Oregon, and he killed young sex workers, so young women.
Yes.
Prostitutes, whatever. It says he's suspected of killing over 90, but he only confessed to 71. He's convicted of 49.
Well, do you know what his what year span that was? If he was born in 49, his string of kills was probably in the 60s.
I think it was the 70s.
70s.
I think it was mostly the 70s.
But still, the problem is that this is how these serial killers got by for so long. Is back in the 60s, 70s, they targeted sex workers because nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
The police did not care about sex workers, especially sex workers of an ethnic background. And it's very sad. Right. And that's why they got so many numbers, because that's where a lot of these serial killers started is sex workers, and it's sad.
This there is one woman on the list of suspected people he killed that was not a sex worker, and he adamantly denied that he killed this woman. Like, it was offensive to him that they said he killed her.
And that's what's fucked up, because
he's like, well, no, she's too old and she's not a sex worker. I didn't kill her.
Yeah.
So he would so in his confession, he acknowledged that he targeted prostitutes because they were easy to pick up, quote, and that he, quote, hated most of them. Yeah. He confessed that he had sex with his victims. This is where it gets fucked up. He had sex with his victims' bodies after he killed them, and then he would bury them fast so that he would resist the urge to do that. He started doing that towards the end. He'd kill him and bury him so he wouldn't do that because he didn't want to.
What's that? Is that necrophilia?
Necrophilia, yep. That's right there, necrophilia. Okay. He later said that murdering young women was his quote-unquote career. That's messed up.
Career.
But he has no parole. He ain't getting out. We're not letting him out.
What was his salary for a career like that?
Very low paying.
Very low
paying. Losing money, actually, with all the stops at the gas station.
I would assume so. Well, I guess he probably robbed them, so he probably did make money.
Maybe they had cash on him. That's a good point.
No, it probably went to the pimp. They probably don't carry cash on them.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've never personally met a sex worker.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how that works.
My brother has. Yeah, my brother. So this
now
is
you gotta explain.
So this is the thing. I was talking to the people I work with. I really want to pick up a hitchhiker. I think an amazing podcast episode
would be to pick one up.
Would pick up a hitchhiker and have them on in the life stories.
Dude,
it's incredible.
So Kyle picked up a guy coming back from the casino. Do you hear the story?
No.
picked up a guy coming back from the casino, and it's a guy like around our age or his age, you know, 30s. His wife's just turned. This guy's wife just turned pregnant. He needed a ride somewhere. Kyle gave him a ride to like on the way, and this guy like goes to the train station, gets on, goes all the way out to Oregon.
With his wife just got pregnant? Or
Yeah. He like goes on an adventure.
He was ditching out?
He does this like every year. She usually goes with, but she didn't want to go with because she's pregnant. So he's going. I think he was going to like Burning Man or something, and then he rides the train back.
But he has like a career, and like this is his.
Yeah, vacation. He just does it. It's just like he's going camping.
That's the people that have amazing stories.
I'm sure
life stories.
Some wild.
The
stuff.
same with the train hoppers and everything.
Yeah,
like you look down on them and everything, and I guess a big thing is like alcoholism and stuff, But it's like honestly, they're probably extremely happy compared to us. It's just such a minimalistic.
Yeah,
like
just chilling.
It's a different sense of success and happiness that we have never experienced. Just don't care. Just travel the country.
Just chilling out.
And that's why I want to interview one. And I've actually reached out.
Interview one. That sounds so funny.
And I've actually reached out, and they said that they're into a gypsy, which I did ask them if that was offensive. And they said it's not.
Okay, call them a gypsy.
It's not. They're all right with that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get them on. They're in Texas, but hopefully they said next time they come up, they'll try to figure something out.
So who is this? You say your brother?
Yes. So my brother.
You need to cover this base.
So my brother picked up a hitchhiker once, and he was being nice. Yeah. He was just helping him out, and the lady ended up being a sex worker and started offering him blowjobs and sex and stuff.
He's like, whoa.
Like, so this lady was out here working. And my brother thought he was being nice and picked her up. He thought he was being nice and giving her a ride. And this chick thought he was picking her up to have sex with her.
Oh man, what a misunderstanding.
And he's like, this is what I get for being nice. Yeah. He puts it in the group chat with my mom and my dad.
So what did he end up doing? Just like, hey, that's not what this is about. Sorry.
No, sorry. I'm just giving you a ride. Yeah, dropped her off. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's something that could be misscrewed if you got caught. Like, listen, I swear to you. Yeah, we haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, right.
I was just giving her a ride.
These are my cousin's pants.
Oh, man. All right. Should we take a break before we get to the big one?
Oh, my gosh. Are we already there? Wow. This is going actually fairly decent.
Yeah.
All right, great. Okay, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. We don't even know how long iPhones record for, so we got to retape up the Scotch tape. We'll be right back.
It's time for a bathroom break. The boys will be right back.
Yelling at the mic.
Welcome back.
So speaking of serial killers and blood, you just absolutely made a vagina out of your finger with the paper.
I cried a little bit.
Paper is a very dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm. They should regulate it. Mm-hmm. You should have to pull permits and
stuff. They should have masks
on
that paper.
Yeah, where's the sheriff's office when you need them? All right, so this one's the big one that I had wanted to talk about with you. I'd sent it to you in our chat that we've got. I found this out, and this blew my mind.
And you went way deeper than me. I did listen to some stuff, but you're in deep.
Oh man, this is bizarre. This is a crazy tale.
It is.
So this article that I'm about to read snippets of is mentalfloss.com. Credit where credit's due. They did a really good job researching all this, putting it all together. But I was looking through this list, and number one was Samuel Little. Mm-hmm. There was the Green River Killer.
Yep.
And then there was this Clementine Barnabet.
This is not out of United States.
Yes.
Top killers.
Yep. So Clementine Barnabet, she has the exact same amount of kills as Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy is confirmed to have killed 35 women.
Okay. Clementine
Barnabet has killed 35 people.
Okay.
And it's confirmed, and there's no it gets real wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole thing starts off, so this article is very well written, and this is how it starts off. It says, early one afternoon in late January of 1911, a police officer in West Crowley, Louisiana, received an urgent phone call. Neighbors feared something terrible had taken place at 605 Western Avenue, and indeed when Officer Ballew, B-A-L-L-E-W, Ballew, arrived at the house, he found the home's three occupants, a man, woman, and small boy, laying dead in bed with their skulls split open. The doors were locked, indicating the killer had come through the window while the family had slept. There was a bucket of blood in the corner, and at the head of the bed stood a bloodied axe. It was just one of 6 axe slayings that would terrify Louisiana and Texas in the early 1910s. The crimes would become connected to rumors of a deranged voodoo priestess and a cult called the Church of Sacrifice.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but this all took place, it was like 1911, 1912, correct? Very
I
early
think
1900s.
They try to connect one murder of a family from 1909, but they're not sure about that one. So 1909 to 1912, somewhere in there. And it gets wild because, so it starts off that this family gets arrested. I think Edna, I ain't even going to try to say that last name, Edna O, and her 3 children are killed in, it looks like, Rain, Louisiana in 1909. That's the one they tried to connect.
Yes.
But the official first one is Walter Byers, and that's the one described in the beginning here.
Yes.
Walter Byers, his wife and his son, or their son. That one they pin on Clementine's father.
Her dad.
Yes. So
how old was she? I don't know.
When she got convicted, she was 19.
So like her first murder, then
so in
she was 17?
Yeah, 17-ish. Yeah, it would have been 2 years before that.
17, wiping a family with an axe.
Yep. Yes. Axe murders. And she's not the only one, they don't think. They think this was like a family affair.
Well, yeah.
And then none of that, but other accomplices. And it's all because her confessions were weird. And she said she did some with people and some without people, but then she changed her story. I mean, obviously this lady's crazy, right? So
100%.
So let's see. So that family was killed, the one in the descriptor there.
Yes, and it was pinned on her father.
And her father, but then there was her father. It was Bretter.
It was Bretter than that.
4 weeks later, so a month later, in February, the murderer struck again, killing 4 members of the Andrews family in Lafayette, Louisiana. By then, police began to suspect that, this is a little close, similar.
Yes.
Shit's going on. We may have a serial killer on our hands. So they arrest her father, and he goes to prison. And she testifies against him.
All of them testified. The whole family.
The whole family. So the son, what was his name? He had a weird name. It sounds like a medicine. Zephyrin? It's Zephyrin.
Okay.
It sounds like a medicine, doesn't it? These pages are out of order.
Sounds like I won't be able to operate heavy machinery with Zephyrin.
Yes. So her and her dad, or her and her brother, Zephyrin, testify against him, right? Testify against him. And he gets convicted, but then more murders happen.
But when she testified against him in the original first time, she was questioned because she had blood on her shirt.
Yes.
And she said he spread the blood on Clementine's shirt.
Yes. So
she was 100% pinning this on her father.
Yeah. So it says in the article, when deputies arrested her, there was a complete suit of woman's clothes in her room, saturated with blood, covered with human brains.
Covered, yeah.
And
this is because when her father was in prison, more murders happened.
Yep, they kept going on.
And the police just went off of a gut feeling
Yeah.
and went for the family.
Yep, so backtrack a little bit. They had followed some false leads. They finally come to Raymond Barnabet due to someone saying, hey, he was making some off-the-cuff comments about how he hated that family, whatever. So then his kids just give him up. They're like, he did it. He came home full of blood. He was talking about it when he was drunk. He killed them, right? Well, when they were arresting him, the sheriff had noticed, what is it? It says something. There was a detail that concerned Lacoste. That's the sheriff. Louis Lacoste. Wow, this is tough. French people, man. When police came to the Barnabet residence to arrest Raymond, her father, blood from the Andrews murders had been discovered on Clementine's clothes. Okay. She testified during her father's trial that he had wiped the blood there, like you had said.
Yes.
But the sheriff wasn't sure. So he was tipped
he felt
off.
Weird about
he was
it.
like, that's a little weird, right? So then when the murders kept happening, they were like, all right, we need to go look at the family. And they get there, and that's when they find an entire woman's dress suit covered in bloods and brains.
And brains and human brains, yeah.
The door handle is covered in blood. They're like, this lady did it.
Yo, awfully suspicious.
But the weird thing is they arrested her. Murders didn't stop.
Still going.
They kept going. So then they're like, what is going on here? They don't know what's going on. Eventually,
murders axe murders, bludgeoning, and blood accumulation.
Yes. And Louisiana,
all of them are the same.
That whole area is big, voodoo, cult. It's got a history of it.
Voodoo originated in Haiti.
Yes. And came over.
And the problem is that the media kind of spun with some voodoo stuff, and they took off because voodoo is not like we think it is. The
we
movies,
attribute it to bad stuff now.
yes, but the movies took everything, and then these people in Louisiana and
Yes.
these people took it and ran with it.
And these newspapers were all like, ooh, spooky, spooky.
yes, and they made it this stuff.
Yes,
or
so
else
they-
real
they-
voodoo is not as bad like this shit.
Right. So they made it into like this voodoo priestess lady, right? They turned her into this. And then this cult thing, and they
Carry a pig up the mountain and eat the onion.
yeah. So they pin it on like this occult church branch. What did I say it was called in the beginning? The Church of Sacrifice? Yes. Church of
Latter-day
Sacrifice. No. The Church Catholics. No. The Church of Sacrifice. There's no record of any of that. So the only place they find record of is in the newspapers. They're like, did it exist?
they
Did
made
it not
it,
exist?
yeah.
I think it was made up, right? But either way, she confessed. So she confesses to this stuff. And she's officially got official charges filed on her on April 14th of 1912. So she's 19 years old at this point.
Yeah.
While she sat in jail, she confessed to a total of 35 murders. This is where that number comes in. Same as Jeffrey Dahmer. But kept retelling her story in different details to make it hard to know the truth. So no one really knows, did she kill more? Did she kill less, right? Her defense attorney claimed insanity. This is where it gets wild. And I cannot believe the tailspin end on this. So her defense attorney claims insanity. Of course, she's insane. She killed a bunch of people while they're
Yeah.
sleeping.
Nobody's saying would kill a bunch of people, and that's the problem with serial killers too, is that they say that. Well, then nobody that was in the right mind would do that.
The other detail, I want to say all the people she killed were African American too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was she African American?
Yes, she was. Yep. So that's like just a weird detail. Anyway, her defense attorney claims insanity, but she stood trial and was sentenced to life at Louisiana Penitentiary at the age of 19. She attempted to escape on July 31st of 1913, but was caught that same day. Despite her escape attempt, she was considered a model prisoner. She was, by all accounts, a good person in there.
Yo, you know what? You swept them floors in the cafeteria. We're just gonna. You didn't try to escape. It's all right.
Yeah, it's
That's
cool.
all right
It's
by
cool.
me.
She didn't, however, serve a very long term, which this is where it gets weird. Like I
After
said,
saying she killed 35 people,
she after brutally murdering 35 human beings with an axe.
smashing their heads in on a head.
And here's this is the detail that you had brought up earlier, that she killed the children of these families to prevent them from being orphans. She said she didn't want them to be orphans, so she killed them too.
Yeah. They asked, why did you kill the children? Why was it a whole family killing? And she said, quote, she didn't want the children to grow up orphans, so she killed them.
Yes.
That's
like
crazy.
the weirdest. Anyway,
We talked about that off there. That's
Yes.
Yeah.
So, according to one brief report, this is where it gets weird, about the prison, Clementine received a quote-unquote procedure that was said to have quote-unquote restored her to normal condition, right?
Lobotomy?
No. It explicitly says it was not a lobotomy. Lobotomies were not practiced during this time period.
Yeah.
Very common.
Which are also very fucked up.
Yes.
We could get into that.
That's a whole thing. But this was during a time where they were like, well, we got a crazy psycho killer. Okay, let's tap their brain in a couple spots and see what the fuck happens.
yeah.
For science, right? So they do whatever the hell they do to her. There's no detail on what they did, but I can only think they went in and cut a couple things out of her head.
Sage,
Right.
bro.
It was sage.
They
yes.
lit some sage.
They what did they call it? Exercised her.
Exercised her? Like a stair stepper?
Yeah, they put her on a stair stepper.
Yeah. They're like, you do.
I walked right into that.
Do a couple floors and we got you.
Shut up. All right. So it restored her to normal condition, okay, and which allowed her to be released on good behavior after 10 fucking years. 1923, she was let go, and after that, they have no fucking clue where she went.
Oh, she disappeared.
There's no record of her. They don't know where she went, what she did, nothing.
Served
Disappears.
10 years. She could still be alive.
No.
100 and
A lot.
a lot years old.
She's like 130, 120 something?
Well, she was 19 in 1911.
125. Whatever. Anyway.
Big math guy here.
Yeah.
Big math guy.
So that's the craziest tailspin ending to me. She gets
Yeah,
like
it just
something
gets
similar
released.
to a lobotomy.
And nobody has any idea.
She could have went back and been like,
Because
murdering again.
Because she got reformed, dude. She worked at the general store for the rest of her life.
10 years.
Dude, you know what? She probably worked on the railroad with Cullen Bohannon.
Yes.
That's what she did.
Yeah.
She was reformed.
Colin Bohannon from, what's that called?
Helen Heels.
Hell. Hell in Heels.
Yeah.
Hell on Wheels from AMC, yes.
I love it, dude.
It's a great show.
Unreal. Yeah, so this disappears into the night after confessing to 35, and they confirmed 35?
They confirmed
So,
that.
but when she was in jail, more murders happened?
Yes, that's what's weird.
What, they just threw that out the window?
So,
They're like,
no, so I think what they had figured out is that, like, her father and her were murdering people,
Yes.
and people were copying them. Because this was like
yes, and that's why they talked about, but the first two murders were not copycats because she would spread their fingers apart with pieces of wood.
Yeah, well, no, that was the one that took place when she was in jail.
But she did multiples of them.
Okay, yes,
and it wasn't released to the public. That's why they know, like, it had to be the same person because it's not copy. It wasn't general.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird. Yeah, so they like spread
Really
the family's fingers over with pieces of wood and then wrote on the wall in either blood or pencil the differing stories there. It said some weird
it was a Bible verse.
Yeah, I have it in here somewhere. But yeah, it was a Bible verse.
Austin 3:16.
No, it was not Austin 3:16. Here it is. It's in Old English. When he maketh the inquisition for blood, he forgetteth not to cry of the humble. Psalms 9:12 and of the King James Bible.
I'm not a religious person, but Austin 3:16 says, "I just kicked your ass."
No, it doesn't.
No, that's
I know it's not a Bible verse.
No, that's the Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's where it came from.
The Attitude Era. I'm well aware.
That's cool.
I'm
not a big wrestling guy, but I just like that.
It was signed the Human Five, which led police to think that there was a group. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a lot of weird shit going on with this story. Time. And I can't believe this lady got let go after 10 years and then disappears off the face. No one follows.
Unreal.
They end the article saying if she was of a different social class or race, that they think there would have been way more detail.
They just kind of
going on here. It was like a slummy part of
very weird times.
Slummy part of town. Mm-hmm. They were African American. People didn't give a shit. They were like, meh, bad deal.
So as a whole, that would be why Clementine Barnabet is our Florida Man of the Week. There you go. You guys asked for Florida Man of the Week. There you have it.
Our Florida man is from Louisiana.
Yeah, doing voodoo and whatnot, which is crazy. Well, the thing is that if you go off of movies and stuff, she could have been in prison. She could have got, what's the movie with the rock axe thing? She could have made a little voodoo doll, and she could have been hitting it with a rock axe, doing like axe murder stuff.
A rock axe?
Yeah, what's a fuck?
Are you talking about
Yes.
Where he gets out?
Yeah, he uses the little stone carving thing.
Yeah, and it's behind the poster.
Yeah, my God, dude, this is driving me nuts. We don't know this. I know people are freaking out right now.
Oh my God,
dude, this is.
I keep wanting to say where the red fern grows, but it's definitely not that.
Stephen King, bro. I'm spacing out.
It's got freaking God in it.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
very good.
Oh, that's horrible.
Everybody understands other than us right now, so we don't even need
We'll note it later. I'm sure Cody will throw it up right here. Huh?
Yeah, can you do that for us, Cody? We're going to somehow get this footage to you.
Yes.
But, serial killers are insane.
Yeah.
It's a crazy. It's really looped me in. I really enjoy podcasts on true crime and everything.
Yes. Yep.
So that's kind of how I started with podcasts, was true crime. So that's kind of how all this started. Realistically,
right,
is my fascination in podcasts. So it comes full circle, and that's kind of how we were talking about it. It's like, tell us what you think about this. If you liked this, we could do some more stuff like this. If you liked the conspiracy theory on the simulation theory, we could do some more stuff on that. We are going to head to our favorite place, the Cricket Bar and Pizza Oven. We appreciate everybody that came out tonight to experience our Scotch tape iPhone and our GoPro 8. Thank you for everything. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I don't even know how that works. I'm trying to just rabble things off.
Whatever. I don't
big
know.
Time. We grow when you guys grow. Tell us about tell your friends. All right. I'm not a big marketer guy.
Yeah. Later.
Thanks for listening to On Tap with the Boys. Be sure to follow us on social media and stay updated. Tune in next week for another episode about Tyler's problems.
So moral of the story, don't piss the bed, don't start fires, and do not kill your neighbor's cat. All right? And stay away from the axes, all right? Thank you.